Hey, 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 everybody. This is your girl, CT Connects, and we are back at it again. We have myself and Elliot Big Top. What's up, Elliot?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, guy. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's good. So we have the a beautiful person with us tonight, Elliot. Do you know who that is?
No, I haven't really met her yet, but I do know her name, and I have seen some of her work.
Absolutely. Well, I am super excited, and we're going to let you tell everyone who you are. But the beautiful person in the middle right there, could you please share with our platform, CT Connects on YouTube, who you are?
Hello, everyone. My name is Retha Lanise, and I'm an actress.
And a great one
Pretty
at that.
simple. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. So, everybody, y'all have been hearing me speak about it. The movie 17 Days, it will be out on August 9th, streaming. We're going to also be in Walmart. We're going to be on Tubi. We have Peacock. We have Amazon Prime. All of the streaming platforms, Pluto TV, that you can fathom. We are rolling them out. And so our first movie 17 Days. Well, for me anyway, this is my first movie. I had the pleasure of acting with Retha, and Retha played Mama Pearl, y'all, in the movie. And Elliot, let me tell you, the role of Mama Pearl is, I mean, one to be reckoned with because she's one of the mamas that don't play. Okay, like, what you doing? Who you going with? What time you come home? You want me to leave my door unlocked? Why? You know, like. And Retha held it down, but to meet you, Retha, like your role and the character that you played and how you are in real life, like the sweetness, yes, but like you are so gentle. You're so like, just really not that person. So tell us more about your role and the movie 17 Days. Like, what was Mama Pearl like? Tell everybody who she is. Who is Mama Pearl?
Mama Pearl is a Christian woman, and she's going to follow them Christian principles to the T. And um, she loves her family. No nonsense. Don't play with me. And I know you said there's a little bit of contrast between Mama Pearl and me as a person, but I have two children as well. So not too much of a contrast. When it comes to my children, that's that's a different level for me.
I just ain't see that side. I see.
Well, my children are adults now, so they're on their own. But as they were coming up, you have to know what they're doing. You have to know who they with, because one mistake can follow you the rest of your life. So you have to be involved. And that's how I am with my children. Even to this day, they're growing on their own, but I still ask questions. I stay in my lane. I respect them, but mama still needs to know.
Well, let me tell you one thing that you said that was really key. You said in the movie, and it was one of the biggest lines for me. Like I still use it. Like I mean, really, Elliot, it's one of those lines that you hear somewhere, but you can really apply it across life. And the saying is, people are like elevators, or relationships are like elevators. They can carry you out down, or they can carry you up. And it's
Yeah,
like
sure.
that's something to think about. Like, okay, everybody that comes into our lives, we want them to carry us up. Initially, that's the whole plan, when we meet people. But, after a few days, we start realizing that this elevator seemed like it might be even going to the left or the right a little bit, you know? So at the end
Very
of the
true.
day,
That
Rita, for
line,
you, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a delay, so you have to forgive me. Y'all go ahead. I want to give y'all time to respond for sure.
no, but that line in particular stands with me still to this day, because not only, and when you're old enough, you experience these things firsthand. So that line, reading it at the time in the script, I had experienced it in my life, and even to this day, you still kind of experience, and it teaches you just be mindful of who you connect to or who you allow to connect to you.
For sure. For sure. And Elliot, were you going to say something?
And I was just elaborating on the comment. I was just saying that's a very true statement that you made, and then you said the same thing you did. Very true.
For sure. For sure. And I know that we had a few other questions, in our smorgasbord for you, Retha. And so while we're getting, some more people to join in, and I'm sharing it right now on my Facebook, so forgive me. I'm trying not to be distracted, but I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that we had you on. Thank you for those who have just joined us in the building. We have Retha Lanise playing one of the main supporting characters of Mama Pearl, who is the mother to Brianna, who is the main character, and unfortunately, the woman who was going through such a hard time in her relationship. And so, Retha, you are a mom, and you have, like you said, your children are grown. But even with your daughter, she is a teenager. That's still a situation really at any age that a mom can go through, as far as, like I said, getting adjusted to a new boyfriend. I can imagine how nerve-wracking that can be. So, even for that, how was that as far as the character goes? And that's something that I would like for you to even touch on, as a parent, when you're meeting your children's boyfriends or girlfriends, you got to figure out, okay, how is this person going to be? Like back in my day, my mama met my boyfriend mama. She knew who they were. She knew who their grandparents were. But this is 2022, and it's not connected like that anymore. So explain to us what that experience was like as far as playing Mama Pearl, having to really think about how am I going to receive this young man, but then in real life, like how would you even associate those two things together? Does that question make sense?
It makes sense, but it's kind of
it's complex for sure.
So when your children, so my children, my daughter is 20, my son is 22, so that's the same age Brianna is in the movie to me. So it's a little bit complex because you as a parent, you can see things that your children can't see. So things that they don't know, and that's just because of life experience. But at the same time, you have to give them room to make their own mistakes. So you have to know when, and if you don't give them that room, they're going to shut down on you. So it's such a fine line. It's such a fine line. And in the movie, that's what Mama Pearl, her struggle is respecting that her daughter is
Uh-oh, she froze up on us. It froze up on us. Okay, I think you're back now. There we go.
So I'm sorry. So respecting that the fact that she's old enough to make her own decisions, but also realizing the fact she might not have the experience or the forethought, knowledge, or wisdom, or whatever it comes with age, to see certain things. So you have to. It's like a game of chess. You have to move carefully, give them their space, but you also have to know when and not only when, but how to handle those certain situations. So how you can't be an overbearing person. You can cause your child to shut down, but they have to be able to feel comfortable enough to talk to you. And Mama Pearl was so strict that I feel like Brianna probably didn't feel like she could really talk to her like she needed to. And that's kind of where the distance came in, even though she could have, but did Brianna know it? And that mirrors a lot of parent-children relationships today.
For sure. Elliot, what do you think about what she just mentioned to us about that relationship dynamic?
it is very complicated, like she said. I mean, if you don't have the relationship with your kids, you really don't have anything though when it comes to like trying to guide them. So that's one thing that's very serious. I don't have kids, but for people who do, I see that all the time. You have parents who are into their kids and parents that are not into their kids, and you can tell. It's very clear by their actions and the things they do and the way they carry themselves.
So true. So true. I really enjoyed working with you, Retha, because I know that you've done other things besides the movie. So is 17 Days your only film that you've done? I know you've been in a lot of other things as far as filming and acting goes. And so I want to talk about that as well because I haven't done any previous acting before. But just for everyone to be able to support you in any previous works that may be out there as far as like a film goes. Is 17 Days your only film that you've done? Was this the first one?
No, I've done a few short films. I was in one previous feature-length film, and I've done quite a few stage plays, so some stage theater. But I'm still fairly new. I'm just really getting my footing, just really getting started. So now I have some more things coming up that I really can't speak on too much yet, but some major projects in the work with some very well-known people, and I'm very, very excited about it. So the film 17 Days kind of helped me, I guess, lend a little bit of credibility to my name. Even though I'm not the lead, I'm supporting, but I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate working with, Darrell and Tasha and you and Tay and Miguel and Omar. Everybody was amazing on set. I learned so much in front of the camera and behind the camera, things I didn't know. And Jeff, he was awesome coming in and handling things the way he did. So I just appreciate the opportunity because that step helped me, move a little bit further. Just each step you take, it needs to help you get to the next one. And that actually opened up a lot of doors for me. So I have some major projects coming.
That is so good. We are so proud of you and happy for you.
Well, thank you.
And so, what are the names of the short films that you've already completed so we can kind of, Elliot's in California just in case he wants to look you up, shouty.
Well, the feature-length film was The Bridge with Brandon Bice, which was, chronicled the opioid epidemic down in the Triad area of North Carolina. And then Pimp by Blood, Seneca, that was out of Charlotte. I think that won the film festival. And a couple other films. Couple other films that I've done. I'm drawing a blank a little bit, but
that's awesome. But you're on IMDb.
Say what?
But you're on IMDb, so people can always find you there.
Yes, I am on IMDb, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's where I'm at.
Retha, you got a TikTok? Elliot, you got a TikTok?
I have a TikTok, but I'm not really active on it.
Yeah,
I mean, I just like to, yeah, me either. I like to get my laugh on, but I don't post a lot. But I be rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is some funny stuff up there on TikTok. Like Elliot sent me something. Was that a squirrel the other day? Was that on TikTok?
Yeah. He came from under the house. Yeah, Squishy, Squishy. The squirrel named Squishy. That's what it was. Squishy, and he came out like he was really his pet. Though I was dying. Like, people are interested, man. And it's the whole world in your hands, man. You got to be able to find something to laugh at. Unless you don't have some humor.
That's true. Well, Retha, I had a chance to work with you talking about laughing, and you have a pretty funny sense of humor, girl. Like, there were so many funny moments, like anything that you do that's the first time and you're trying something, as y'all can probably agree, it's going to be a learning curve. Nobody's going to ever try something for the first time and nail it like correctly, perfect. No one is. And so it's always a blessing when you have someone that's nice and funny to kind of have that learning curve with. And Retha, you made it really good for us. Like when Tay and I were on here on YouTube, and big shout out, you mentioned her earlier, Tay Trills, Tasia Treadwell, aka Brianna, aka Miss Thang.
That's my
So
baby.
you
That's my baby.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we were up here the other day, and thank you so much, Retha, for being so supportive. Y'all, Retha is my friend. We became friends after this movie. And, one thing about me, Elliot will tell you, I am very, very, guarded. And so it's always a blessing when I can find me a ram in the bush, like I mentioned the other day, somebody that everybody doesn't know about. So I ain't got a million people pulling on you, and you ain't got a lot of people pulling on me. And we're just in a good place in life where we can just be friends. And y'all, I just thank God for her, because as Tay and I were saying, you really were motivational. You were really, taking on that real character of Mama Pearl, but it had to be really who you are at the same time, because we were off camera, when we had those special moments.
Yeah. I just want everybody to just take it for what it is. And we had such a good time, and we did have some challenges. And there's not a set that you can say you've been on it, you haven't had a challenge. So if someone tells you that, that's not
Absolutely.
true. So being able to move through those challenges and learn certain things, and still work as a team and still support each other and still be able to just, get through it. Because if you've been on set, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. So filling that time, getting to know each other. Tay, I love her, love her. I love you. I just
Aw.
cherish those relationships I built and met there, that I really believe is going to be forever.
Yes, me too. Me too. Me too. I am so ecstatic about this. And we were, talking about so many times, with the relationship that Tay and I played in the movie. I was her best friend. And like I told the people before, I'm not going to give a spoiler alert. However, you know, when you are somebody in that dynamic, I'm your friend, I'm going through something, I'm keeping secrets. Well, like in the movie, you were her mom, and you were always trying to, like, you became double O Negro. Like, you had to figure this out. It's like, y'all, for y'all who are waiting, really, really ready for a really good movie, you'll see Retha's talents really come out, because this movie is a thriller. It's like, one of those things where you're like, what's happening next? What's going on? Like, you really gotta kind of figure it all out. And so, I mean, Retha, you did. You put your double O Negro hat on, and you really, really, you really did help, because I'm telling you, when you're dealing with manipulative people, you got to be able to kind of think kind of like around the way they're thinking, because people that manipulate and people who they'll have you thinking you crazy and believing their lies, because people who manipulate, they lie so much they start believing the lie, and then you start believing the
Yes,
lie until you wake up like, wait a minute, I know that sky was blue, but you just told me it's pink you know
they will. You telling the truth. That's how it is sometimes. And I was able to kind of, pull from life experiences in those areas because I've been through some things. So, yeah, people will try to convince you crazy, but they're the ones that's, throwing a rock and hiding their hand.
that's it. And that's what this movie captured. And this movie captured this because this is in real life. Elliot, did you have something to add on to that? Because I know you over there. I know you got something to add to this.
What she said was like bullseye, right on point. I don't even need to elaborate. Just I did it for no reason. She said that. I felt like I was, in church. Say it again, man. Never mind.
Hashunda.
and the lessons in this movie is like, you're gonna go through things. As long as you're living, you're experiencing, you're going through things. That's forever. That's what life is. So just recognizing, just keep pushing no matter what, and then knowing when to let go of people. Sometimes we want to hold on to people because we want to hold on to them when we probably should have let them go a long time ago. And if we was really in tune and paying attention and listening, we probably should have never connected in the beginning. But sometimes we want what we want instead of, doing what we probably know to do. And a person's intuition is real. Intuition is real, and we have a way of kind of drowning it out when we don't want to hear it. Just like if somebody telling you something you don't want to hear, they telling you right, but you just don't want to hear it. Sometimes we go through that, and that never stops. You can get better at it as you get older.
Yeah.
Because I know myself, there's certain people that I had to kind of distance myself from, because even though I didn't want to, it was the best thing to do. Even at I'm 42 years old. So
yeah, all of us have had that experience, and it's scary when, and I don't, like I was telling Tay the other day, because when you actually experience someone with mental health problems, and I know the movie is about domestic violence, but y'all, we have to make sure that we understand. We just had Crystal Raspberry up here, and she's a licensed clinical mental health counselor. And we really kind of came away with, I can't worry about the speck in your eye, Retha and Elliot, when I have a whole rod in mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if everybody is really kind of focused on healing and making sure that they're okay, then I'm not going to abuse you so readily, because I'm going to start realizing these signs within myself, like you said, that it helped me get better, but it's so many people who negate to go to counseling. There's so many people who have dealt with issues of abandonment. Maybe they didn't have their parents. Maybe someone in their lives died early. Maybe they were, maybe they were bothered in some type of way, which I'm not going to say because I don't want YouTube to censor it. But, it's like, whatever the complication or whatever it was in life that people have gone through, we all have gone through things, but it doesn't give people the right to hurt and to lie and to manipulate other people, like, it just doesn't give that excuse for that. Because if that's the case, all of us could be going around treating people like nothing,
That's very important. You say that. It doesn't give them the right, but some people will still take advantage. They will still take advantage of your brokenness. Master manipulators and narcissists, they can see the brokenness in the person, and they pounce on that. That's what they count on. That's what they seek out.
They smell it like a dog.
They smell it, and it's important to know
girl.
This film is about domestic violence, but it's very important for people to know domestic violence is not just physical. It can be verbal, emotional, mental. It can be financial. It can be so many different things. So physical is, yes, but a lot of people don't know. Sometimes that black eye might heal, but those words you said to that person will stay with them forever. It's so much more. And that's why I appreciate the time we are to 2022. A lot of people are coming out now. The stigma that was around therapy and getting help, because how they talking back in the day, black people don't go to therapy, we go to church, or however they used to set it up, or people crazy. And that's not the case. And now it's coming to light. There's still a lot more work and awareness that needs to be put out there. It's so much work that needs to be done and awareness that needs to be put out there, but it's coming, and people are speaking on it, and it's getting out there. So I'm appreciative of that growth. So now people know there's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. It's very important to heal and find the ways that help you heal specifically, because what worked for one person might not work for the next. So it's very important to figure that out and work on yourself, because when you work on yourself, then you begin to attract those people that are really for you. And you get to be able to recognize those people that are not.
Yep. That's for sure. That is for sure. You just, girl, I'm like Elliot now. I'm about to, what's your cash app? Everybody need to send you an offering because we need to send you some offering because that's, I
Man,
know
a lot
that
of
we
strong
need.
knowledge. Man.
That's experience. That's life experience. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful now for everything, because I'm able to see things a little differently.
Right.
I'm telling you, I mean, but that's what this movie is for.
It's a message.
That's good. That's good. But we also wanted to make sure, like we were talking with the licensed clinical mental health counselor, Retha, and we were saying to them, we want to, talk about the survivor. I don't want to say a victim because, like you said, there's spiritual abuse because we got these pastors that's up in the pulpit abusing people, taking advantage of their position because they in the pulpit on the mic. Now they want to embarrass people sitting in the church if something doesn't go and they're not showing love. If God is love and you in the pulpit just because you behind the mic, that doesn't give you the right to make me look bad in front of other people. That's narcissism at its finest. Pull me to the side if you love me. Don't sit out there and embarrass me. And if I'm wrong, then that's when you pull me to the side in the back and say, don't come back. Or now you're sat down in the choir, or you can't be the usher, or be the deacon. But sit up there and use that platform. And that's for bosses, that's for supervisors, anybody in those roles. You got to check yourself and make sure that you're not abusing who may not be holding level, and you think acting like you something because the same one that gave them that job and gave them that pastoralship can take it away from them, right? So we got to make sure it's spiritual abuse out there. We also have mental abuse. We have verbal abuse. You walking around telling your wife or your husband or your children they're ugly. I hate you. I wish I had an abortion. Or, well, I want to put this over here. Well, why your stupid tail want to put that over there for? What's wrong with you? You retarded. That's verbal abuse. And these are things that we want to ensure. Yeah, we're talking about the survivor, but we also are talking to the abuser. We are also talking to the person that is causing this harm, that's causing this damage. Can y'all hear me?
You're going in
Yeah,
and
yeah.
out a little bit. I thought it was just my connection, though.
Yeah, you're right about playing both sides of the situation.
I
And
don't know what's going on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think they're on my end.
Can you hear me?
So on my end, we on real time, but stuff, y'all. Storm got some funky stuff happening.
Yeah, my phone is about to die.
Excuse me, Miss Retha.
Yes.
What were some of
All right.
the differences
Are
between
y'all
the
there?
movies
Can you
and the
hear me?
plays?
You said what's the difference between
Yeah,
movies?
yeah. What was it? What is the difference in the experience between doing plays and movies? I know it's like two different
hear
things.
Me?
Like,
Yes. Major
Okay.
difference. Whole different.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and.
But can you hear me, Cent?
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Elliot.
oh, she was answering the question. She can go ahead.
Major difference.
Major.
It's two different worlds. People think acting is acting, but those are two different types of acting. In theater, your focus is a little different than it is on film. It's very different. Theater is projection and is reading the audience and feeding off the audience, and film is, you take the same thing over and over and over.
I can hear you. Elliot, I was saying if you wanted to finish up, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, because like I had like a